joining us. We are at round 4 of the Nitto Tire United States Touring Car Championship race. It is August. We're at Thunderhill Raceway.
It's super hot.
And it is super hot here in Willows, California. It's going to be about 95 is what I hear. Who knows? It's a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Kind of cool right now, Saturday morning.
A little bit breezy.
So that's all good. And what we're looking at today is we're looking at some qualifying and some warm-ups and qualifying for our drivers. As you can tell, I don't have Jeff with me this weekend, so a little bit sad about that. But on the plus side, I have Ashlyn. So Ashlyn's going to do some of our driver interviews.
Yes, I am.
Shake it up a little bit. Maybe we don't need Jeff back. Maybe we'll keep Ashlyn. We're going to see. Maybe you can vote and let us know.
Well, thanks a lot, Becky and Ashlyn. Yeah, that's right. This is Jeff Lepper. I snuck up into the booth here with Rick Nanini, and I'll tell you what, it's 95 degrees down there. It's a balmy 68 here.
It's really nice. Welcome to this side of the world, Jeff. Let's get down to our starting grid. On the pole position, we have the Brown Chica team in the competition clutch, Hawk Brakes, Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art.
Starting second, right next to him, that'll be Felipe Cabezas. A little different here, though, in the TNI Racing Mazdaspeed 3, the Wed Wagon this time.
In third place, we have Chris Locke in the Roger Kraus Racing Honda Prelude.
Larry Bani starting in this GoGoGear.com UTI BMW M3 in fourth.
Next is Percy Howard in the Evil Genius Racing Honda Prelude.
Brandon Kraus and Pete Bovenberg running together in the MBO Motorsports Honda Civic, but that Brandon gets the nod here this time.
In the seventh, we have Ali Arsham in the GoGoGear.com UTI Hyundai Genesis Coupe.
Robert Thorne in that k-pax Racing 3R Auto Parts Warehouse Volvo C30 starting in eighth.
Next is Valtiera Makoshima team in the TNI Racing Mazda MX-6 this time.
Yeah, stepping into that car as well. Starting 10th now, Brad McClure stepping in for Kurt Simmons in the Stephen Creek Dodge SRT4.
Next is Tom Milburn in the Speedy Motorsports Acura Integra.
Sean Yu out of Dawnport Auto Body Honda Civic Si starting in 12th.
Next is AJ Gracie in the TNI Racing Mazdaspeed 3.
All right, cars coming up to get the start, and there it is, the green flag, the standing start for round number 4 of the Nitto Tire United States Touring Car Championship, and what a great launch from Larry Bani and his BMW there, Rick, side by side with Felipe into turn 1.
Wow, that was an awesome start by that thing. He should be a drag racer. I think we're going to start calling him John Force or something like that. Here's the view from a different angle.
Yeah, a little replay here, though. That rear-wheel drive in that BMW versus the front-wheel drive in the Mazda, that had to have made the difference. But, of course, we look at Dave Brown there in that Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art. The four-wheel drive, getting the grip on those Nitto NT01s, out to first place.
So the lesson here, I guess, is four-wheel drive is best, rear drive is second best, and front-wheel drive, you have no chance of drag racing.
Not at all, not at all. As they go down here to turn number 1, Felipe Cabezas on the outside, down into turn number 2 now. Looking Larry there on the inside, see if he can secure second place as they come onto the exit. With the BMW going to be able to stick?
No, wait, Larry's not giving up. He is just going for this position. Look at that.
Yeah, but watch out for Chris Locke there in the background now on the outside of Felipe. Through turn number 3, coming up to turn number 4 as they head up to the hill. I said to watch Chris Locke, and watch him. There he is on the inside of Felipe Cabezas. If we can get a shot back there to see if Chris Locke can make the pass in his Roger Kraus Racing Honda Prelude. And he does. Third place for Chris Locke.
Boy, some aggressive driving here by these guys. Wow, it's amazing. Nobody's touching or crashing here with all this kind of level of driving back here.
Yeah, looking at Dave Brown now in that Life's Good Racing Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art. Got competition clutch on the side of the car here this weekend.
Boy,
leading the pack, see if he can keep that going.
Boy, that clutch really paid off at the start, didn't it?
Well, you got 4 tires gripping on that clutch. That comp clutch did its job.
Right. So now he's leading. Looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit, but then now it looks like Larry and Chris Locke are catching him up a little bit.
Yeah, those two drivers just need to team up. Chris Locke should just tuck in right behind Larry Bani and see if they can run down Dave Brown.
So here's a start from the Brandon Kraus MBO Motorsports Honda Civic. We can see what a high revving motor this thing is. This is the K20 in this car.
Yeah, we talk about Pete Bovenberg's old car. This is the brand new car now. Pete's not able to make it, so his brand new car gets debuted by the 2011 champion Brandon Kraus.
Now here we are on board with Felipe Cabezas, the rear view camera on the TNI Racing Mazdaspeed 3, and we see the awesome launch that Larry Bani had on his BMW. And Larry, I don't know if you can exactly hear it, but Larry is right to the side. They're side by side, neck and neck going into it. And I think you can even hear the rev limiter on the BMW.
Yeah, right on the rev limiter there. It's like, do you shift or don't you shift? You're side by side. You don't want to take the time to shift, but Larry completes the pass there in the second place.
I think Larry's thinking, I don't care what's going to happen. I need to make this pass right here, right now. So, and he's going for it. And Chris Locke looks like he's trying to take advantage of any slowing, a little mistake, a little wobble by Felipe to get by.
Yeah, right here on the first lap, drivers still trying to get into their patterns, get into their grooves there. Is Brandon Kraus now, like I said, interesting story there. Looking on the inside of Felipe Cabezas. We do know this is a replay. He's not going to complete that pass, but there's that brand new MBO Motorsports PPG paint. Honda Civic Si. I look for great things for that car this year.
That car looks strong. Now here we are on board with Eli Arsham's Hyundai Genesis Coupe. He got a decent start, but then looked like he stalled it a little bit. So I think he hit the rev limiter or something at that point. But
rear-wheel drive in that Hyundai Genesis, you know, got a lot of grip on those back tires. And look at that start from Larry Bani. Just quite amazing there in that GoGear.com, UTI, Telepacific, BMW M3. Look for great things coming here from Larry Bani. See if he can run. This is the highest he's ran all year now, up to second place.
yeah, he certainly was. He was even surprised to be in the fourth qualifier, let alone now be in second place. So he's doing really well. He must be really happy. Hopefully he won't have any issues.
Now, another interesting story here with the TNI. This is Doug Nakashima now in the Mazdaspeed 3, right behind Percy Howard. Now, if you recognize that car, can he get it on there under braking? It goes to the inside.
Locks him up a little bit and goes. Whoa.
Coming down the hill here as they come down to turn number 11 now. As we go back on our leaders, there's Dave Brown in that Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art. Larry Bani second is BMW M3. Going back to third now, Chris Locke in that Roger Kraus Racing Honda Prelude.
Boy, that was close. Doug Nakashima in that TNI Racing, that guy is aggressive.
Yeah, we go back to him. That's AJ Gracie's normal MX-6 car there. They had some problems with the coupe Mazdaspeed 3, so actually for points, they went ahead and put Doug Nakashima in AJ Gracie's car. AJ went ahead and graciously stepped into the purple Mazdaspeed 3. We'll have to see how that transpires here and see if they can get some good points finish here today.
That was definitely a great move on their part because you put their highest placing, highest points person in the fastest car to get the maximum amount of points in the race. So great move by them.
Trying to watch that battle here, starting to run down Robert Thorne in that k-pax Racing Volvo C30. Looked like he's gotten on the heels of Felipe Cabezas now in the performance in-frame tuning Mazdaspeed 3. He's in the wagon this time, though, not the coupe. A little bit of adjustment there for you, Rick, you think? Or is it pretty much you just step in those cars and go?
I think you can just step in and go. I mean, wagon, coupe, whatever. I think their attitude is, as long as the car's set up well, they can drive it. But the Thorne had an interesting issue in qualifying, where the reason he's in the back is because he broke a control arm in qualifying and didn't get any time in the second qualifying session. And because the rules say you combine the qualifying, he ended up in the back. So he has his work cut out for him to try to make it up.
Yeah, trying to get that championship leader here as we go on board with Chris Locke trying to run down Larry Bani. Now the battle for third takes place here in that Roger Kraus Racing Honda Prelude.
Don't forget, the Prelude, not a Civic.
He'll probably beat me if I say that, but I'm up here in the booth. He can't get to me now.
Yeah, you know what they say. Civics is for kids, Prelude's for big boys.
Yeah, right on the back bumper of Larry Bani. Not sure there's contact here. And look at that, Robert Thorne trying to make the pass on the outside.
Oh man, these guys have been side by side. Look at this. They've been side by side since turn 9. As we view it from the Felipe Cabezas' rear view camera, look at them. Nobody's given up, and they're still side by side through 9 and 10.
Can't go side by side here in 11. It's not possible.
And
they do it.
They're doing it. 11. Nobody's backing out. Holy smokes, this is crazy racing here with these guys.
Yeah, but talk about the quality of drivers here in the United States Touring Car Championship. Not one mark left on any of these vehicles here. So everybody's giving each other just the right amount of room, but under braking, though.
Looks like Thorne finally got him under braking. That was some close. Look at that. That was some close racing there.
And great pass there by Robert Thorne. Let's go down into the pits there. I think Ashlyn caught up with Robert Thorne and Dave Brown a little bit earlier today.
So tell me how your Volvo is handling today with the hot weather.
Well, in the heat today, it's actually doing really well. We were a little concerned with how it would do with it being 90 plus degrees, but the radiator seems to keep this Volvo cool, and we're not having any troubles. Tire temperatures have stayed low, and we're looking fast.
How is your qualifying time then?
Qualifying has been great. It's our, fourth qualifying, and we're sitting on pole right now by 2 seconds. We have to keep ahead of Brown tomorrow, but it looks like it's looking pretty good.
So compared to what your previous races being the long ones, and you're doing fairly well, how do you see the short race coming up?
Well, we've always been a little concerned about the shorter races with the ability of the Mitsubishi to launch off at the start. But we know we have a fast car here, and we know we can get them going into the corners, so we're not very concerned.
First qualifying session just finished, and I'm here with Dave, number 12.
Howdy, folks.
It's hot. It is very, very hot. So how is the heat affecting your car?
It's hot. Did I mention it's hot?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, it's pretty hot, but we got a cool suit inside, so that helps a lot. Keeps me kind of fresh, so it circulates nice cold water around here. So it can't give me an advantage over the other guys like that I used to do. I couldn't afford that. But
Okay, so enough about you. How about your car?
Oh, the car is fantastic. Yeah, we had a good run. We just came off a win at Sears Point at the last event, so pretty stoked about that. Other than the fact that we got an extra 100 pounds to carry around. So, but hot conditions, slick track, all-wheel drive. It's awesome. Mitsubishi. It's been really, really fun all year. It's a great car. We got a new sponsor on board. I want to give them a mention. Competition Clutch. So we got all new clutch stuff in the car. It's fantastic. We've already obviously been doing some testing with it. So we're looking for a really, really hard launch tomorrow at the standing start. All four wheels bite with that strong clutch, and we're going to be gone.
That was some great insight from two of the top drivers in the United States Touring Car Championship. We didn't get a chance to do it before, so let's go ahead and introduce you to our GT grid in the round number 4.
First place in his first race with us is John Handel in the European Motorworks BMW M3.
Right behind him, current GT points leader Ken Kurtz in the TPIS Yokohama Pontiac Firebird.
Then we have Dave Lang in the DW Pumps BMW M3.
And starting in 4th, Jeffrey Stammer in that Yokohama BMW M3.
Great
Trying to get the GT field built up, and like you said, Rick, it's a great field there. With the
Yeah,
GT now.
these, and we'll show you a little more highlights at the end of the race once this is done, because right now we're totally focused on the front pack, but we'll definitely catch you up there. As we see here, it looks like there's a good battle brewing between Simmons' Dodge SRT4 here to come and the MBO Motorsports on the Civic of Brandon Kraus.
Yeah, 2 different drivers now in both of those 2 different cars. Of course, Kurt Simmons unfortunately had an issue there in qualifying, so Brad McClure, the NASA Specky 30 National Championship last year, graciously steps into the ride there and doing a great job in that Stevens Creek Dodge SRT4. We talk about last year, Brandon Kraus and his Honda Prelude that Percy Howard's driving here this year, stepping in for Pete Bovenberg in his brand new Honda Civic Si.
And we should say, Brad McClure only got about 2-3 laps of practice in that car before he jumped in to race this car. So he had hardly any time to get used to that car, and he had to all figure it out. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, longtime autocrosser in Porsches, has in a really low horsepower BMW E30 chassis car in the late 80s. Just go into a front wheel drive, high horsepower turbocharged Dodge. He is doing an excellent job. And here's the battle between Chris Locke and Larry Bani. I said what they needed to do was go nose to tail and try to run Dave Brown, and they are doing that now. Less than a second separates first, second, and third.
And look who's back there, lurking back there in the Volvo, in the k-pax Volvo, Robert Thorne, just waiting for somebody to make a mistake so he can take advantage.
Yeah, watch this battle here, though, between Ollie Arsham now and Doug Makashima. On the inside of Arsham, Percy Howard's going to see if he can duck his nose in there and make the pass as well.
He's going to go for it, too, and Ollie's going, nope, I don't think so.
Yeah, right down the hill there. Here's a replay of that battle. Doug Makashima, Percy looking on the inside. Can he make it stick as they go drag racing down the hill?
Look at that. Now here we are on board Makashima's car, looking for that. Looks like he's going by. On the inside.
Comes up over the crest of the hill, all the way to the outside. Said, this is my race line. You can use it when I'm done.
Now what we want to know is what's happening with Percy in the Prelude. Who gets the lead here? Because we didn't see that going in from
No,
that
not
view.
at all. Yeah, Percy down the hill here. If we can stick on with Ollie for a little while here, we'll look and see if we can see that Prelude on the inside here. We'll know in just 1 second as they come down and turn number 10. Ollie wide,
there
there
it
it is. He got the pass completed into 7th place now, Percy
that pass
Howard.
took a while to complete, but he got the job done.
Now we'll see if Ollie can recover now and see if he can run both of those cars back, losing 2 positions in 2 corners.
Oh, that was painful. But here we are on board, and it looks like you said, these guys are catching up. Every race this year, Brown has been able to pull away at the beginning, but now he's not doing that.
Yeah, not at all. No, they're really keeping him at bay there, Larry Bani and Chris Locke, and now Robert Thorne's kind of closing up a little bit. Felipe Cabezas falling back a little bit in that Mazda. That's kind of been that all year. The car's been really great at the beginning and then falls off, but not able to keep with that lead pack. It's coming down the front stretch now, completing lap number 4. We have Dave Brown, Larry Bani, Chris Locke, Robert Thorne, Felipe Cabezas, and then Brad McClure in the Dodge SRT4.
Wow, that front pack is so tight and so close, but like we said, that Dave Brown is not pulling away as we expected. But Larry Bani is catching up. Oh, whoa, look at that! What happened here?
Well, we talked about the problems he had in qualifying. I'm not sure if he got into the wall or not. Looking for a replay on that, but he's really close up there in his k-pax racing. Robert Thorne.
It definitely looked like something broke. Looked like the right front suspension was broken. Here he is.
Yeah, there he is, buried down in the dirt now. Yeah, look at the right front tires poking out there. That Nitto MT-01. The left side straight, the right side going to the right, and that means the car doesn't go straight.
That's such a shame. There goes their hopes of doing well in this race after all their issues they've had. But I guess that's motor racing, and we continue on to see what's going on. Oh, jeez!
Look at
more
that.
action back
Percy
here.
Howard locks the brakes up, goes down in the dirt, and is on to Prelude. Now what he wanted to do is he was trying to get by Doug Makashima.
Oh, here's another shot. And Doug Makashima got so lucky not to get, he could have been easily collected and bounced out of this field. But of course, the one guy that came out ahead was Ali Arsham, who just went by and said, "Thank you very much."
Yeah, Percy's going to have to get those tires cleaned off now and see if he can run those back down. As Chris Locke and Larry Bani still battling for second. We say they're battling, but they could just be still trying to run down Dave Brown.
And then a little bit further back, we have Felipe Cabezas and Brad McClure, who are all, and followed by the MBO Motorsports of Brandon Kraus. Looks like these guys are all settled in where they are, but those top three guys looks like they're hungry for the win. Each one of them could win this race still.
Yeah, look how close Larry is now to Dave Brown. Chris Locke's right there now as they come down the front stretch.
Well, there's Locke, and he's doing really well in this race. He never figured he would do so well in this kind of races because he figured the short races are not going to be his forte, but who knows? But here we are on board the M3 of Larry Bani. He's getting a run on the Mitsubishi of Dave Brown.
Look at this, a pass for the lead down the front stretch, down into turn one on the inside. Can he make it stick here? Not a lot of grip there on the inside, but looks like he's going to go all the way to the edge of the exit of turn one. And new leader, Larry Bani in his BMW M3.
Boy, the way Bani's driving today, looks like nothing can go wrong for that car. He can't put a step wrong. But he makes this seem so easy. Really wonder if the Mitsubishi's having problems, or if the BMW is just getting strong at the late stage of the race.
Yeah, I don't really know. The Comp Clutch, Mitsubishi, Life's Good Racing, Lancer Rally Art's been having problems all year. They've had tuning issues. They finally got that under control. Then they had some overheating issues, and that's under control. And now it looks like he's under attack from Chris Locke, so definitely we'll have to get a word down from pit lane to see if there's some problems with that Mitsubishi.
Well, now Locke is getting hungry here because he can sense that second place is easily within his reach, and he's got to go for this now because there's not too much left in this race. And there he is. There he goes.
Right on the inside on the exit of turn 6, down the back stretch. It's a drag race now. The Mitsubishi still like it has some poop there, but not sure if he's going to be able to make that stick. Chris Locke looking here on the inside. Gets him really coming over the hill here. This is a really dangerous off-camber right-hander down a big hill.
You've got to be careful, otherwise you're going to wind up in the ditch.
Well, two big professionals here, though, giving everybody the room, and the gentlemen drivers that they are. As they come here in the drag race, well, we're still waiting on the outcome here to see if he can make it, but the rear cam on Dave Brown's Hawk brake competition clutch Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art to the outside. Chris Locke got him under braking here. It kind of not looks like Dave maybe giving it up. Maybe it's one of those, I know I have a problem, let me just go ahead and back up now and see if I can salvage a finish here instead of fighting for that battle.
Well, third place would be great for Brown. I'm sure he'd want a first, but still, I'm sure he'll be happy with a third place. That would really help boost his points because most of the people that are in front of him in points are now behind. So he's lucky about that. But as we switch now, we go to Ali Arsham's Hyundai Genesis Coupe, and it looks like he's having a big old fight with Doug Makashima with the TNI Racing Mazda MX-6.
Yeah, how about that? A battle for 7th here, and it's a big, long drag race. It looks like the Mazda 6 can outhandle the Hyundai. Of course, the Hyundai is the heaviest car, I think, in the whole United States touring car field, so look for the Mazda 6 to be a little bit better under braking, and there it is, right, braking into one, right on the back bumper of Ali Arsham, gets a little loose. Boy, those drivers are lucky they didn't take each other out.
These guys have been dicing together for the entire race. It's been non-stop back and forth the whole race. And with a handful of laps left here, boy, it's going to... Whoa!
Look at how close he got.
That was so close. Well, hopefully nothing bad will come out of this, and both drivers will survive. So Arsham made the pass there, but now it looks like the MX-6 wants to get by going into turn 9, and there it is. Rides the berm, makes the pass. Yeah. Once again.
Yeah, Makashima's definitely better under braking. A little bit on the exit there. He got the power on the straightaway there, able to stay in front of him. But once you hit the braking zone, the MX-6 goes right by him. But what a great battle for 7th. And, this is kind of an unprecedented car for Doug Nakashima. He's never been in this car before. He stepped in here because of the problems with the main Mazda 3. They put Felipe Cabezas in that car, so Doug graciously stepped into this. And we got to give it up for AJ Gracie stepping out of his car as well and letting Doug come in and run the MX-6 today.
Yeah, here we see a few different views of the same thing, but this battle is not over yet because a straightaway is coming up, and we know who's going to win that battle.
Yeah, it should be grinding down here, though. We should be pretty close to the end.
And look at that, he's going
right
for
on
it.
The inside there. What a great battle. These guys are just having a ball out here. I can see smiles on both of these drivers' faces as they come down to turn number 14.
Oh, there he
Long
goes.
hairpin there. Look at all the Arsham now. That Hyundai Genesis. Man, does that car got some torque on it.
That car is the V6 model. It's got the 3.8-liter V6. Has plenty of torque at the lower end that really helps him launch out of these corners. So that's a really good thing. But well, there's probably about 1 or 2 more laps left here. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, back to our leader here, Larry Bani, and his GoGoGear.com UTI BMW M3 coming by. And if looking at the scoring monitors here, this should be the last lap as he comes down to get the white flag. I'm waiting to see if we can see that or not, but right on his heels. Oh, sorry, switching over to the other yellow car, his teammate there, Ollie Arsham.
But
there it is, the white flag.
The white and the yellow for the Volvo that's still being dragged out of the dirt there.
Yeah, the unfortunate incident there with Robert Thorne and that K-Pax Volvo C30 as we follow Larry Bani now through turn number 1 here.
So
starting
last
his
lap
final
for Larry
lap.
Bani. This could be his first race. You know, he's come so close. He's had plenty of podiums, but he's never won a race in the U.S. Touring Car. He's come so close, and this could be it. All he has to do is just not make a wrong move here.
Yeah, hold it together. I know Chris Locke, but that's not the problem. Is Chris Locke and his Roger Kraus Racing Honda Prelude can see him now, so he's going to start really running him down. He's got to hit all of his marks, and you see that. He's closing the gap now. It's going to be really close to see if on the backside of this Thunderhill Raceway.
Oh, look at that. He missed
Chris
an
Locke
apex
make
right
that?
there, just barely. You know, I think that's what Chris's strategy is at this point. Pressure him to get him to make a mistake so he can drive on by on this last lap. But we're going into turn 7 here, and there's only a handful of places to make a pass. If Chris got to do it, he's got to do it soon.
Well, if that GoGoGear.com team has him on the radio, it'd be to tell him to stop looking at your mirrors, don't worry about it, you're out front of him, just get out, run your race, and let's get the win here.
Yeah, now behind them we see this other train for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, which was the Mazdaspeed 3, the red Mazdaspeed 3, and the Dodge SRT 4 of McClure.
And we did see just a small glimpse there of Dave Brown in the Mitsubishi falling back there. But look at this, Chris Locke right on the back now as they come down through the S's here onto the backstretch. Just going to see if he can tuck in right behind that BMW, get a good draft. Switching back over still for this battle for 7th between Ollie Arsham and Doug Nakashima. That's AJ Gracie's car.
And Doug goes by again one more time.
Just another battle. God, if we don't have to go for passes for the lead, we go for passes for 7th for the record here.
And I think these guys are breaking the record for most number of passes. Too bad it's not for the lead.
Didn't see a rear wing on the back of Doug Nakashima's MX-6. I'm not sure if that wing fell off or
I think
there was some damage there.
No, they took that off on purpose to reduce the drag, to get the car a little bit more speed on the straightaway, because they know that car is weak on the straightaways. But I think they need a little bit more than that to pass to make the pass on the Hyundai.
And look at this, coming onto the front straightaway. Larry was able to pull over about a 4-car length lead. Coming down to the stripe, it's going to be Larry Bani in the GoGoGear.com UTI BMW M3. First ever United States touring car win, and you know what else, Rick? That makes 4 different winners in 4 different races this year.
That is amazing. That's amazing. I mean, and I think if you asked Larry, nobody would have ever guessed that Larry would have won this race, especially starting in 4th place. Wow. But this battle behind them is not over yet. These guys are coming to the checkered flag and going down the straightaway, and it's drafting. He's going to do something.
Is Doug going to defend a little bit? He does a little bit. Ollie's going to get the room.
There's a little bit of room here. He's going for it.
There's the line. Wow, by a door. Doug Nakashima gets him there. I don't.
That was so close.
We're going to look at the timing on that. Oh, look at that. You can see Nakashima just ahead, clipping Ollie Arsham for that 7th position.
I think the scoring, look at the monitor, it's a 0.1 second. It's 1/10 of a second difference between the two.
And we did tell you we're going to show you our highlights of our United States Touring Car GT category. Here was the lead battle between John Handel in his BMW M3 and Ken Kurtz in his Pontiac Firebird. Of course, TPIS and Yokohama supporting that Firebird. And these guys just had a great battle all race long.
These guys also kept switching positions back and forth. That BMW seems to be better in the turns, and the V8 in that Pontiac seems to be better in the straights. And they kept playing cat and mouse all the race long.
Yeah, we're watching Ken Kurtz here trying to run down the BMW there, John Handel, the European BMW service car. That's First time for the series, we go on board with Ken Kurtz. But it's a tight little cockpit in that car, and I know Blaine Fabrication did the cage and all the work on that car, and what a beautiful job. And Ken's really tucked into that nice Kirky race seat.
This Pontiac really hauls. This thing is, and you know what's the best thing about this Pontiac is it has a passenger seat, and he takes people for a ride in this thing. It's a ride you don't ever forget.
Yeah, of course. TPIS building the motor in that car. I think somewhere of like 600 to 700 horsepower in this Firebird. Absolutely amazing. You see, we said they battle back and forth. There's Ken Kurtz ahead, and Johnny Handel goes right down on the inside of him as well. This was a great battle all race long. We did have 3 of the GT cars unfortunately had problems throughout the weekend. We're not able to make the start of this race.
Well, this battle could be tight also as we get to the checkered flag with the GT. And look at that, Ken Kurtz beats out the BMW M3 of John Handel by a nose.
Yeah, that was as close as the 7th and 8th place battle between Makashima and Arsham as well. But looking at your top 10 now in the United States touring car, Larry Bani taking his first ever win in the GoGear.com UTI BMW M3.
Kraus Racing Honda Prelude. So, how does it feel to be up here?
It feels great to be on the podium in a sprint race. Earlier I was saying how I thought that this car was really good for the enduros, but that we would always struggle with this. But today, everything came into place. A lot of the faster cars were having some, issues with the heat, and Larry and I were just running fast laps up front, and here I am.
So heat, you're thinking, was one of your benefits, and strategy, did it change at all, or is it the same as Enduro?
Oh, there's no strategy. You just go as fast as you can in this race.
Good. I mean, after the start of the weekend, we had a broken car. Fortunately, my teammate offered me his car, so I'm actually driving my teammate Doug Makashima's Mazdaspeed 3 since ours broke down yesterday. So, a big thanks needs to go to him and, AJ from Performance and Frame Tuning, Ron and Deb Valtiera, which are the team owners, American Canyon Collision Center, who's helped us out with, body work whenever is needed.
Standing here with Larry Bani, driver of the GoGoGear.com UTI M3. How does it feel to be in first place?
Oh, it feels fantastic. This is my first time winning The series is such a close-knit group of people. Times are so close. The cars are so equally matched. It's truly an honor to finally win one.
So tell me about last season, how you got to first place.
Well, last year, the Telepacific Communications BMW M3, we won the Rookie of the Year. So this was our sophomore year, and we've been having the sophomore blues at the beginning of the season. But we finally put together a very good race, and the UTI support that we get was absolutely invaluable in putting us up front, close to the front. We qualified 4th, and we had one hell of a start and brought her home.
Thanks for joining us. Tune in again next time when we'll bring you another exciting episode of Final Drive TV with the latest news from the world of cars. For more information and to view complete episodes, please visit us at finaldrive.net.